All right, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Xbox Division 2 here at China. Apologize for the brief controller mishap we just had here on stream, but currently looking here at qualifying. This is round number one, round number four. We're on board with the Renault of Boss Cookie. This round is about turns 1, 2, and 3 here through the first sector. It's going to be very hectic there coming lap one. Oh, and you see Boss Cookie really losing it there. Comes to the braking board, going to brake right at the 100. Or excuse me, around the 50, I believe. And so far, so good here for Boss Cookie, just trying to find a lap here, as it is definitely coming down here on track. See, he's got the intermediate tires on, and if unfortunately, if you're blind, it is raining. Um, but Boss Cookie just trying to lead his banana boat on a lap where he doesn't send his car on the wall, and you can really see that back end really slipping out on him. But he's been doing a good job of keeping it together here this lap. Currently have no time set yet here in qualifying. We're just 4 minutes in. Nearly all the drivers out on track besides Perpetual Rain, Tazonic, and the Shadow Wolf 14. Two Haas drivers. Very interesting that the Haas team has not come out here. You see Boss Cookie locking up very heavily in the braking zone right there for the very sharp hairpin after that very long DRS zone. Come about this sweeping left-hander. Oh, it's very close to invalidating. Let's see if he did. No, he didn't. That is a 143.1 there for Boss Cookie. Not a bad time at all for him. I believe we have, hey, AC right behind him as well. AC's going to come across the line there with a 53.7. Definitely not a competitive time there. Most likely had an off somewhere on circuit. I will now take this here to Night Shrimp. As unfortunately, it looks like actually Fontas is coming up to the line next. So we'll look here on him. Can he compete there with Boss Cookie? Oh, nearly just 3/10 off there in second place with a 43.4 10 whole dollars nearly beating out Fontes as well there. Those guys are very close. Oh, excuse me, that's a 44.4. Now a little bit of a number of mishaps there. Now we'll take it back on down Night Shrimp. See what he comes across the line here with. Good enough for third at the moment at 44.2, 2 tenths above 10 whole dollars there in fourth place. Currently have 6 times set here. 14 drivers currently for the race tonight. Now look at the other Renault here of Money Hussard, the teammate of Boss Cookie. See what he has in his bag tonight. Money Hussard doing great job, just as we saw his teammate do, as he manages to get through here. Looks like we do have a car off there over in Sector 1. But coming around to turn 13 is Money Hussard. This very long DRS streak, you can see him engage DRS right here across the line. If we were in the dry, you would see that. And coming up to the braking board here, you're going to brake a little bit later than you normally would. About around the 125 meter mark, and then through the sweeping left-hander of turn 16 comes Money Hustler. Definitely going to be a couple seconds off of his teammate. Make that nearly 3 as he sets a 45.8, the second slowest time we've had so far in qualifying. As we go on board with Alphanese, he's actually invalidated this time. I wonder if he may have been that driver that went off in Sector 1. We'll scroll through the rest of our drivers here. I believe Boss Cookie may be trying to set another lap here. Yes, he is. He's 2 tenths up there through Sector 3. He battles through the rain here. And approaching the hairpin of turn number 14. Locking up once again. We saw him do his lap prior. And this little kink there, that's 15. And this final turn here is 16. You got to be very careful not to invalidate. If you run too wide in the race, that will give you a warning. But there we go. Boss Cookie, a 42.7. Absolutely flying now in the Renault. That is a pole position in hand here at the 10-minute mark. See if he can keep that throughout the duration of qualifying so he can secure it for the race. Looks like one of the challengers is going to be Fontes, but Fontes, however, has invalidated his lap. He's coming into the pits. See what he can do on his next out, or his next hot lap, I should say. Money Huster here. See if he can improve. Maybe catch up a little bit to his teammate. He improves by 8 tenths. Looks like he invalidated, though, on that lap. And unfortunately, still stuck back there in 9th place. Definitely not where he wants to be. Going board now with the Mercedes of King Kirk. As it looks like Indian Cyclone's teammate is just ahead of him. See what the pair of Mercedes can do here. Cyclone currently in 4th. Going to come across the line here. Good enough for 3rd, improving by just a tenth. You see his teammate of Kirk now right behind him. Kirk now coming across the line, P8. So, pair of Mercedes sit 3rd and 8th respectively now. As we'll take a look here at Tazonic. Tazonic nearly finished up his lap. Ooh, and he's got that horrendous engine glyph there in his AlphaTauri. And he comes through the final turn here and across the line, very slow on his lap. Speed, the slowest time set so far in qualifying, a 49.6, only good enough for 12th, the last place of our current set times. It's unfortunate for Tazonic, but plenty of time to improve on his lap nonetheless. Oh, and it looks like Alphanesis has done it once again. Car isn't off, but getting some yellow flags. Looks like having trouble there out of turn number 4 and into 5. Go aboard with Hey AC. Looks like AC's maybe backing off here on this lap. And it definitely is. He's over half a second slower there through sector 1. Got a lot of guys now going slow. Money Hustard as well. Still going though here on track, doing some lap times or doing some some laps on those tires. So see how far he wants to push those here. He comes back in. Time is starting to become a crunch. King Kirk, however, goes 3/10 up on his lap, but still sitting at 9th place there, a 44.3. Still in the top 10, but still pretty far back compared to how many drivers we have racing here tonight in China. And unfortunately, looks like Aero Brackish in the Racing Point has invalidated on this lap. So this lap will not count there for the Pink Panther, or as some are calling it this year, the Pink Mercedes. It looks like Hayes, he's coming into the pits here. Yes, he is in the Williams. Going to put on a fresh set of tires. We'll take a look here at Mad Marlin on his out lap in the AlphaTauri coming through Sector 3. And it looks like we're going to get a full lap in here with Mad Marlin in the rain as he approaches turn number 1. This very long right-hander that squeaks into turn 2 and down into 3 and 4. Really got to control the throttle here. Going as quick as possible, but very cautious, especially here in the rain. Now making our run through the very quick turn 5 and into 6. After 6, we have the short S's of 7 and 8, which in the rain got to take a little bit off the throttle there, but you want to push it right back down as quick as possible. Marlin doing his best here. And you come up and approach turns 9 and 10. Ooh, Marlin really losing the back end right there. But still going strong here on his lap and into the braking zone of turn 11. And then the roundabout of 12 that leads you off into 13. That takes you down the very long straight here, which we should see a lot of overtakes tonight. And to the hairpin of turn 14 and 15. Currently, Marlin sits 11th. His teammate Tazonic there in 10th. So Marlin really wants to improve here on this lap. Doesn't have much time left in qualifying to do so. And it looks like Night Shrimp has called it quits. Looks like he's crashed there off of the hairpin. Unfortunate there for Night Shrimp. And Mad Marlin definitely not looking like he's improving at all right here. 2.5 seconds slower on his time. His teammate of Tazonic as well, really struggling. As we will quickly get it off of him as soon as possible. On board with 10 whole dollars. You see what everyone has fitted here in qualifying. Fontes on the wets. Very interesting decision. as the rain may be picking up here. Uh, might not see any improvements on lap times. Really see how much $10 is struggling, especially here. And he's going to just bring it into the pits. Boss Cookie as well. It's like we may have seen the end of it here in qualifying, as the dying minutes might not be a shootout we may have hoped for. Hey, AC, unfortunately, going off. So looks like he has enough time to make it back to the line, but this rain is really starting to pick up on track. I don't think any of our drivers are going to have a chance to put in a better lap time, but we shall see as we take it on board here with Brackish. Brackish already a second down coming into sector 2 here, or I should say coming up into sector 3. As you see it there, 3.5 seconds slower. Doesn't look like anyone's going to improve here, and it's a horrible day for the two pair of Haas teammates. Professional Range and Shadow Wolf sitting there in 13th and 14th. Mighty Spirit and Mad Marlin seeing themselves outside the top 10 as well. Brackish really just having some fun with his tires. We'll look again here at AC. See if he just comes in the pits. No, he's going to go again. Maybe just for fun. Let's see if he might be able to set another lap time. As we'll look at Fontes here in the wets. I really doubt that he'll be able to set a faster lap time on these tires and much wetter conditions than Boss Cookie there. But it does look like Fontes is going to be secure in P2, maybe getting a little bit of practice, maybe sights of rain in the future here for the race. We will check what my weatherman tells me, but Fontes definitely losing it there. And looks like that's going to be all for him. And looks like that's going to be all in qualifying as well. We still have 43 and counting seconds remaining, but looks like this will be Boss Cookie into a P1, followed by Fontes in second, rounding out the front row of the grid, followed by Alphanesis and Hey AC, rounding out row 2 and 3rd and 4th, and then Indian Cyclone, $10 row 3, 5th and 6th, Brackish, Night Shrimp, rounding out 7th and 8th, followed by King Kirk and Tazonic, rounding out your top 10. And we have Mad Marlin, Money Hustler, Perpetual Rain, and the Shadow Wolf outside of the top 10, sitting in 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, respectively. And here we go. Clock ticks down 2-1, and that is the end of qualifying. If you're not on a lap at the moment, you are done here. And for the most part, most of the guys that are still out here are just doing this for fun because it doesn't look like they're going to improve on their lap times at all. Wouldn't be surprised if we just see most of these guys just throwing it in the pits. And Cyclone as well, you see him 3.5 seconds slower right now due to these weather conditions. Hazonic's now retired, so just a few drivers remaining, and we will be heading to the grid and for the start of our race here in China. Very excited, happy for everyone that has joined in tonight here for Xbox Division 2 round number 4 here for PPR Esports. I'll be your host all night, PPR Nick. And we got about a 45 minutes total of action coming up for you here in the race, and I'm very excited to see it. Can Boss Cookie steal another win? Can Fontes capture it from him? Maybe Alphanesis there in third has something to say. And what will the weather conditions look like as well? That is all coming up very, very shortly. Once again, just want to thank all of you guys for tuning in tonight as we round down the grid one more time. You got Boss Cookie, Fontes, and Alphanesis 1, 2, and 3 there. Renault, McLaren, Alfa Romeo, respectively. Followed by Hey AC, Indian Cyclone in 4th and 5th. Then you have it $10 whole Aero, Brackish, and Night Shrimp in 6th, 7th, and 8th. And rounding out the top 10 is King Kirk and Tazonic in 9th and 10th. And as we wait for the game to load us into the formation lap and all our drivers to load in their setups for the race and their strategies. We'll take a brief 30-second to a minute break here on stream, and we'll be right back with you for the start of the formation lap. And we are back here for the start of the formation lap, and it is clear skies for all of our drivers. We'll see what tires everyone's going with here. I will predict the mediums for most of the grid. Ooh, and it's a shakeup. We got Hey AC there, $10 and Night Shrimp all starting on the softs. And then Aero Brackish, Tazonic, and Money Hustler looking to go long there on the hards. You see the tire strategy. One stop, medium to hards. Two stop, soft, mediums to mediums. However, if you really can manage these tires well, you can definitely make a one-stop mediums. Two softs work. And top three all staying the same there, all starting on the medium. See how it goes for them. Maybe Indian Cyclone there, who always seems to have decent starts in races, might be able to come into the forefront of the top three. We will have to wait and see. But Boss Cookie at the moment will lead us off into first place. But this gives us a brief second to run down our championship order as it stands. Alphanesis and Deluxe Cord are in first and second place. Unfortunately, Deluxe Cord and Delirious, who are in second and third, are not here tonight. Fontas, however, he's in fourth, followed by Cyclone in fifth. Rounding out the top 10 is Aero Brackish, FBY Logic, who unfortunately is not here as well tonight, followed by King, Kirk, Cookie, and Mad Marlin. Cookie has a chance to make up a ton of points as he only has 13 at the moment. Alphanesis is all the way up there with 50. As we look at the constructor standings, McLaren leads Alfa Romeo in first place by 10, followed by Mercedes there in third with 39, and we have Red Bull with 35 and Renault in fifth. The remaining five are Race Point, Ferrari, AlphaTauri, Williams, and Haas. But here we go for the start of the race, and it's looking to be a great one here tonight for Xbox Division 2 as everyone comes up to the grid and lining up in their spots. It's going to be 5 lights out very soon. We just wait for the sounds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here for Xbox Division 2 in China. Bosco getting a great start, though. Fontas is down the inside here. Alphanesis is on the outside. Oh, got a great run by the Williams on the inside. Looks like he's going to be able to get down and under of Alphanesis. No, Alphanesis holds the spot. But there goes Night Shrimp. A great move on Hey AC. Can he make it stick? This is going to be a drag race now. Oh, and it looks like Hayes, he's going to win it out, but there goes $10 down the inside. Night Shrimp. Oh, and they make a little bit of the contact. Night Shrimp, though, looks like he's going to get back out ahead, and Boss Cookie's really leading it out here. Go on board with $10. He concedes the place there to Night Shrimp. These guys are going to have quite the battle. You got the two Mercedes pairings of Cyclone and King Kirk, back-to-back 7th and 8th there. And you got Mad Marlin right behind him, followed by ARO Brackish there in 10th. But what a clean start by all of our drivers. Boss Cookie getting out to a phenomenal lead, nearly a second and a half up from Alphanesis, and Fontas losing a place at the start. But very clean for everyone. Doesn't look like too much damage. Oh, and as I say that, it looks like Brackish and Marlin have made contact. Yes, they have. Marlin already back on the way, but Brackish on that very long strategy is losing out massively here. Going to go on board now with Hey AC and Fontas. Looks like AC's going to stick it down the inside here. Oh, and Fontas is trying to make the switchback work for him. And it looks like he may have. No, he hasn't. AC's got the inside line and does it perfectly. That's going to be 3rd place there for the Williams driver. As it looks like the timing charts are really starting to throw off as AC's dropped all the way down in the 9th, but he's currently running 3rd here on screen. Very unfortunate that it is doing that to us. Cody's will now take it down to the battle for 2nd. Is there we go. I think it is all going to sort itself out eventually. But we know that our leader is Boss Cookie, currently here in 1st place. Alphanese is surely behind him. It looks like the timing charts have finally sorted themselves out, as Fontas there is in 4th there behind AC and Night Shrimp in 5th. Lucky that we have $10 back. Unfortunately for Brackish, who started on the hards, got wing damage on lap 1, has had to come in for the mediums, and this is going to be a very long race for him, as he's all the way back there in 14th and 31 seconds behind. See if Fontas here can have a good run on Hey AC, as unfortunately we're just getting that horrible engine glitch from Fontas. Can't go on board with him. It really just sounds like a lawnmower chopping in the wind at the moment. Boss Cookie now here coming up onto what I believe is lap 3. As timing charts have been a little difficult for us tonight. Got a 2-second advantage there on Alphanesis. Hey AC, setting the fastest lap so far of the race, really putting a charge here on Alphanesis in the Alfa Romeo. Tazonic now is coming to the pits as well. Tazonic, another runner on the hards, who is not having a great start to this race, going on to the mediums, and it's going to be most likely a very long race for him as well, as he'll be sitting there and maybe joined by Indian Cyclone very, very shortly. But things have began to calm down here on track after the first couple of laps, and going very, very wide there was Perpetual Rain, or excuse me, $10. We saw that out from Mayo. But on board here with Perpetual Rain, he's on the back here of Cyclone. DRS is enabled this lap, and it looks like Perpetual is just going to be outside of striking distance, but doesn't look like Money Hustler behind him is. Oh, and Perpetual also gets him, but so does Money Hustler. Does Money Hustler maybe have a peek here? Gonna take one. Does he go for the move? Oh, he thinks about it. Just not enough there for him. His teammate, though, setting the fastest lap of the race now, a 34.4. Getting that extra point at the moment there for the Banana Boat squad. We will take it back here to Hey AC, who's still working behind Alphanesis in the Alfa Romeo, as both these guys are really starting to fall behind Boss Cookie in 1st place. Boss Cookie really just run away with it here at the moment. Wonder if any one of these guys has enough in him to start breaking this gap down. Fontes has not had a great start. He did great in the wet qualifying session, but he's already fallen down to 4th place. Should be said that Hayes, he is on the soft. He's going to have a little bit more pace there. At the moment, Fontes has already lost 2 spots since the start of the race. The battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, though, really looks like it's going to be spicy tonight. We are just 4 laps in this 28-lap race. Drivers coming around turn 13 here. Hayes, he is going to have DRS. He is 7/10 back, so I don't think he's going to have enough here. See how much he can climb in on this gap as they approach a hairpin of turn 14. Oh, he's going to go very deep trying to take the most of that DRS advantage that he has. He's going to have it again here, too, on Alphanesis. Looks like he's really trying to work it over. He's going to go and really bottle the chicane there. Or the apex of the corner there. Is just having a fun time, completely jumbling wards tonight. But Hasey's really starting to work on Alphanesis and slowly decrease that gap. $10 starting to work now on the other Mercedes of Indian Cyclone. Looks like he's got to cross King Kirk. He's trying to get around the other Merc that is in front of him in 6th place. That is Indian Cyclone. They make their way through the SSC. Indian Cyclone getting a little bit too much on the grass there. And $10 not really able to keep it full throttle there. Losing a little bit out of 8. Which compromised his entry into turn 9. We'll now take it back here. Have another look at Hayesi. Looks like we have about shaved off a 10th here from where he was last lap on Alphanesis. Doesn't look like he's going to have what it takes to make a move here at the airpin. Oh, when we have a yellow, and it looks like that may have been Marlin going off again. But he's already got it back on to the track, so not too much worry there for the AlphaTauri team. Besides a lot of time lost. Hey, AC, though. Looks like maybe these softs trying to wear off on him. As Alphanesis is really holding that gap very steadily from AC. As it looks like $10 now. Oh, getting around the outside of Indian Cyclone. Brilliantly done. He's now passed up both of the Mercedes, who are now in 7th and 8th, and $10 there. And the Ferrari, or excuse me, the Alfa Romeo sits in 6th. He's looking at the Ferrari, though, of Night Shrimp in front of him in 5th. He's got about 2 seconds a gap from that Ferrari, however. $10 really making the most here of the soft tires. See if he can get himself into the top 5. Speaking of soft runners, AC now outside of that second gap, so he's not going to have DRS unless he can cut back into it here. That's really what he's been using to maintain a reasonable gap here to Alphanesis, as Alphanesis looks to have just the better pace of the two. And then they have to worry about Boss Cookies now just extending his gap over 5 seconds through 6 laps, and it's about to be lap 7 here. And he's done that on the medium set of tires, so wonder how it's looking there for AC, who's on the sauce right now. Going to have to see where his strategy lies here in the race. Whether he's going to try to stretch these softs out and go on the mediums, or if he's going to pit a little bit early. Oh, and speaking of pits, there it goes. Night Shrimp, he's done it. See what tires he decides to put on here for the Ferrari. Looks like it's going to be mediums there for them. So definitely Nitram has set himself up for a 2-stop here. Not too sure if he's going to be able to make those mediums last all the way till the end. You probably want to stretch out the softs just a little bit more. It looks like Indian Cyclone now is starting to catch up back to $10 whole. This is about the time that those softs are really going to fall off the cliff. And the mediums are going to start creeping up just a little bit on them. They got a little bit more life in them still. Gonna see there if Cyclone can take advantage of it. He's now cut the gap down to 4/10. He's gonna have DRS as well very shortly after they make it around this roundabout of a right-hander. That is turn 13. He wants to get a good exit. Looks like $10 might have just got maybe half a tenth better of an exit there, but it doesn't matter because Indian Cyclone has the DRS. He has the slipstream. He's carrying along his teammate King Kirk behind him. Not going to have it here, but if he can get a good run out of turn 16, he's going to have DRS again on $10. As it looks like, hey, AC now is also jumping in the pits. Oh, and there goes $10. Maybe at the right time on track to not lose any time because it looked like Cyclones will start to get into another battle with him. So those guys are going in the pits, AC and $10. They may drop out of the top 10 here. They will be only our fourth and fifth drivers of the night to come to the pits. AC going on the hard, $10 going on the mediums. So interesting choices by those guys. See how it works out for them. They're coming out in 10th and 11th. Oh, I take that back. $10 coming out in at 12th place behind Night Shrimp in the Ferrari. But now while we see all these stops being made, take a brief moment to get an onboard here at Boss Cookie. He's been in the lead so much, haven't had a chance to look at him, but doing a great job in first place. He's 6.5 seconds up on Alpha Nesis in second. And then got another 2 to Fontas there in third. So holding a very reasonable lead and driving a fantastic race at the moment. Oh, it looks like AC there picking up a 3-second time penalty. That could really affect him later on in the race. We'll now look at pit stops. Everyone from 10 on down has made their stop, but top 9 yet to bring it in. But everyone in the top 9 is either on the mediums or you can be that one runner on the hards that is Money Hustard. He's currently in 8th place. Very surprised how wide these gaps have been so far early on in the race. Division 2 is usually pretty spicy throughout the entire race, but maybe we're seeing the play of strategy come into effect and see who tries to go for the 1 stop and who's going for the 2 here. See who can take these mediums the longest throughout their stint. Looks like we have, oh no, we have another car off. Looks like that's going to be Mad Marlin. Mad Marlin's off again, and not much he can do. He's really stuck on track. Going to reverse it back off and get back on. Marlin, that's the 3rd time he's gone off today. Just not been his race. Hasn't been the race of the Toro Rossos at all. Or excuse me, the Alpha Tories at all. Got to give props, though, to the Haas teammates of Perpetual Rain. The Shadow Wolf, they're up in the 6th and 7th at the moment. After starting 13th and 14th, they've already made it halfway up the grid. Perpetual Rain is starting to get on the back here. King Kirk even. These are Mercedes runners of Cyclone and Kirk are going to have to watch out because Perpetual Rain and that Haas is really starting to push it here. And Kirk could be under threat very soon by the Haas of Perpetual Rain. Oh, we're now over a third of the way done here in China. For everyone watching, just want to give our thanks. Make sure if you like what you're watching, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well for more PPR esports action. We're going to have Xbox Division 1 shortly after our 2 races that are currently held right now. That's here if you're watching Xbox Division 2. And we also have Xbox Division 3 streaming as well. And now it looks like Mad Marlin has hopped into the pits again. And that's going to promote Tazonic and Brackish up 1 spot. And speaking of Brackish, he's really been very close behind Tazonic majority of this race after both of their mistakes early on. And doesn't look like he's really trying to go for any moves. These guys are really having their own little battle at the back of the field tonight. Unfortunately, it just hasn't gone their way, but anything could happen. A safety car that bunches up the field could really excite things, but do so, we're definitely going to have to lose one of our drivers, and you don't want to see that. So see how it goes. Currently, this has just all been about a battle of strategy more than anything. As Perpetual Rain still staying within that 1 second gap that he needs to of King Kirk. See, he's got DRS enabled as we're making it around turn number 1. Oh, you see Night Shrimp picking up a 3-second time penalty there. Not good for the Ferrari driver. Perpetual Rain slowly coming in to grasp here of King Kirk, but hasn't been able to do too much here. These 2 laps on him. Boss Cookie now has a 7.5 gap there on Alpha Nisus. Wonder if we're going to see any of all these guys come in for the hards. I really doubt it. I think the top 7, I'm going to go out on a limb if there's no safety car, are all trying to ride this out and go for the soft compound of tire at the very end. Perpetual Rain, though, looks like he's losing his time to Kirk here through Sector 3. He's gaining about a 1/10 to 2/10 through Sector 1 and 2, and then losing out, or I'm sorry, through Sector 1 and then losing out through Sector 2. That's what's really costing him out here through the long DRS straight of turn 13 into 14. As Perpetual Rain just looks to be stuck behind King Kirk at the moment. And speaking of stuck, looks like Brackish is maybe going to try to get himself unstuck here from Tazonic. Will he finally do it? Will he finally make a move? It looks like he can finally do it. Tazonic not putting up any type of a fight. DRS enabled there for Brackish, and Tazonic's going to try to loop back in to the slipstream, but nothing he can do, and Brackish is going to take 12th place for the time being. Still far outside of the points as he sits 15 seconds back there from 11th place of 10 whole dollars. Tazonic, though, maybe trying to put up another fight on Brackish. Doesn't look like he has what it takes here through turn 1. As we look at Perpetual Rain once again. Looks like he's done a better job through Sector 2. And he's really starting to break down this gap now on Kirk. I mean, that was about 9/10 last lap right here. Is now down into 6, but a little bit of touch on the grass could cost him just a little bit, but see how it goes. You see he's going to engage DRS. The wing's going to drop right there. Oh, and there you have it. And Boss Cookie is coming into the pits. Boss Cookie making an early stop. See, is going for the hards here. See what the Renault team does. Yep, looks like Cookie is definitely going for the hards there. And you see the pit window is open there for the one stop on the hards. And Boss Cookie feels like he has more than enough pace to make this strategy work for him. And you really can't doubt the way he's led every lap of the race until that pit stop. See if we start seeing more medium runners do the same. Whereas Alphanesis Fontas there in first and second are really going to push their luck and see if they can extend out and go for the softs. It's all about strategy tonight and a little bit less about overtaking. As Perpetual Rain has been trying to do that to King Kirk for the past 3 laps. Just can't get within striking distance, but he's really working on him. And they have to worry now because they got Boss Cookie right behind him. This is coming at a time where Perpetual Rain has just gotten within striking distance of King Kirk. 0.3 of a second is probably good enough when he engages DRS, but he's got to keep it. And it looks like he lost it just a little bit with that lockup there into turn 12. But here comes Boss Cookie as well, as Reigns not really going to defend it. And Boss Cookie's going to get the overtake done, cutting off Perpetual Reign. Perpetual Reign, though, getting a decent run here. Cookie losing a little bit. I don't know if Reign has enough traction. Oh, and he's just going to back out. Didn't want to didn't want to risk anything. He knows that Cookie has the stop already on him. And there goes Alphanesis and Fontes into the pits. You saw King Kirk shoot it inside as well. So Indian Cyclone, the only one hanging it out on the mediums. Perpetual Reign, the Shadow Wolf as well there. And the Haas, both in the Haas. Let's see how this works for these guys. Alphanesis coming out of the pits in 5th place, followed by the teammate of Boss Cookie. That is Money Hustard there in 6th. Money Hustard still going strong on his original set of hards. Safety car could really shake things up here in the race and maybe could benefit those 2 Haas drivers as well, Perpetual Reign and the Shadow Wolf, because those guys would be playing the race to a T. Dare say our cloud cover is starting to get a little bit dark here. I don't think there's any threat of rain quite yet. Maybe not at all for the duration of the race. It does get a little dark in China, so maybe nothing to worry about here for our drivers. As Boss Cookie's beginning to make his charge back into the lead of the race. Not going to do it this lap, but definitely looks like he's been able to do it on lap 15. Maybe just ride that Renault off into the sunset is what it looks like at the moment. And there goes Indian Cyclone into the pits on the mediums. Boss Cookie, fastest lap of the race. So none of our drivers really trying to stretch out those mediums. Doesn't look like it was possible at all for any of them. And the medium to hard strategy looks like that's the way that everyone tonight is going. Alphanesis, though, diving down the inside of the Shadow Wolf on the fresh hards. Nothing there the Shadow Wolf can do, as has to concede the place on his 14-lap-old medium tires. And Alphanesis, though, over 10 seconds back on Boss Cookie. Don't know if he's going to have enough in him the next 13 laps to make a charge and maybe have an attempt for a race win. Just doesn't look like he's got the pace. Looks like Boss Cookie just really outclassing the entire field tonight, but second place is definitely there for the taking for Alphanesis, as Fontes is all the way back now into 7th there after qualifying in 2nd. I wonder where he's going to finish here tonight, if he can still capture a podium at all. And we now take a look here at Hey AC, who is 6 laps in on his hard set of tires. Money Hustler there on the same set of hards since the beginning of the race. Does AC have a chance to make a run on him here? Oh, Money Hustler defending automatically down the inside line and then coming back. Can't make any more defensive moves. He made his one. And that's going to be Hey AC down the inside of Money Hustler. And Money Hustler just has to concede the place. Nothing that he could do any further there, as he falls back into 6th. It looks like Perpetual Reign now has brought it into the pits for the Haas team. See where he comes out after all of this. AC now into 4th. Shadow Wolf there in 3rd still. Yet the pit. Money Hustler yet the pit as well. See how much longer those guys stay out. Money Hustler can really go for quite a while on those hards. Maybe he's just praying for a safety car. That could really shake things up for him and the Renault team. As we now look at Fontes, who's starting to catch up now to Money Hustard. Fontes on fresh hards, just coming out of the pits a lap prior and looking to take 5th place away from Money Hustard. Oh, Fontes getting a little bit on the grass there. Just giving a little bit of a trim. See if he has it in him here to make a move on Money Hustard down the hairpin. He's about a second back. Don't think he's got enough unless he goes for a mega dive bomb. He's really starting to gain in here to Money Hustard. Oh, Money Hustard losing a lot there off the apex. And into the pits he goes. And that kind of compromised Fontes there. Looks like he backed off a little bit more than he thought he needed to. But either way, he's now into 5th place. And he's got Hey AC right in front of him. AC now starting to chase down the Shadow Wolf. Shadow Wolf still pushing 16 laps in there on the mediums. If he goes a few more, he can put on the soft. We'll see. Can Shadow Wolf keep it long here on his stint? It looks like it's really his only option, because if he can't make the softs work and stretch out these mediums, he's got to go hards, and do not want to run those hards for just 10 laps. I believe Shadow Wolf can go 2 more here now on the mediums. See if he tries to hold off this position here from Hey AC. I doubt he's going to. He's probably just going to concede it here. He knows he still has to make his pit stop. Doesn't want to lose out on too much extra time here. Not going to hold the line there. AC with the DRS engaged and very easily back up into a podium spot. And the Shadow Wolf now into 4th. The next driver he's got to be worried about now is Fontes there in 5th. And for Shadow Wolf right now, this is all about not losing too much time. Those drivers on much fresher tires come to overtake him. And there you have it. Nitram now flying back into the pits after just 9 laps in on those mediums. See if he what tires he opts to go for here for the remainder of the race. It looks like it's going to be the softs there for Night Shrimp. He's coming out about maybe a good 15 seconds back. We'll see how that works out for him, but there it goes. Fontes now around Shadow Wolf. Shadow Wolf just giving it up pretty easily. He's now into 5th position, and Fontes now up into 4th. Did see AC picked up a 3-second time penalty earlier on in the race. Unsure where Fontes is standing currently there in the McLaren. If he does have a 3-second advantage here on AC, he's looking to be on the podium just by that. But see if he can get an overtake done on him. Alphanesis looks to be too far back from Boss Cookie. It's nearly 11 seconds separates them. And between Alphanesis and AC, it's 6. So really looks like the remaining battle is going to be for 3rd place on circuit. As it looks like Perpetual Rain now is going to have to overtake these pair of Mercedes one more time. He wants to pick up some more positions on just a couple lap fresher tires as $10 comes into the pits. See if the Mercedes drivers try to battle it out with one another. They look to be on very similar pace the whole night. And Kirk looks like he's going down the inside here. Cycling, these guys got to be careful. You got constructors' points on the line as well. They just want to keep it clean as much as possible. And it looks like any Cyclone is going to hold very firmly there, sitting on the middle of the track. King Kirk losing a little bit of the back end there as they approach turn 8. Keeping it full throttle as much as you can. And this has really brought Perpetual Rain within the fight as well there in the Haas. And speaking of Haas drivers, still got the Shadow Wolf now in 5th. Gotta imagine he's going to come in pretty soon. Could be this lap now that he hops into the pits. He's going to be on fresh softs and probably the fastest driver out on track next to Nitro and Patino Dollars, who will be on the same compound. But those guys sit 10th and 11th. But here comes Perpetual Rain now. DRS enabled. Going around the outside here, King Kirk. Kirk, though, has DRS as well, and it looks like Kirk's going to beat him out. Oh, and Perpetual Rain doesn't have it. He was right on the gearbox of King Kirk and just couldn't make a move. That is very shocking. I really thought Perpetual was going to get it there. But no, King Kirk doing a great job of holding him off, as he's going to maintain 7th place for the time being. And you're now going to see his teammate of Cyclone leap a little bit up ahead. That gap's now increased to about 8/10. So Kirk's got to be careful, because if you lose out on DRS, he's got the potential to get overtaken from Perpetual Rain. Night Shrimp sets the fastest lap of the race there at 33.3. So still in that fastest lap of the race point from Boss Cookie, and trying to give it over to Ferrari. It looks like, hey, AC is lost out there to Fontes. Fontes picking up 3rd place. Unfortunately, it looks like we just missed out on that, as we were covering the battle between Perpetual Rain and King Kirk. But hey, AC still has some time to come back at Fontes, but he's on much older hards. That's going to hurt him towards the end of the race in these final few laps. But here comes Perpetual Rain now. See if he can do anything this time around on King Kirk. Not as close as he was last lap, but doesn't look like Kirk got DRS this time. So Perpetual Rain is going to decrease that gap and maybe have a run up into turn 1 if he can get a good exit here. The final 2 corners with a lot of oversteer. Doesn't look like he will. These guys are really having quite the battle. As it looks like, speaking of battles, $10 has just shoved it down the inside of Night Shrimp for 10th place. Night Shrimp is not going to be happy about that. We just caught it right on the overtake. As $10 sets the fastest lap of the race. But these guys are both on softs. And there goes Night Shrimp now around $10. This is really the battle now to see who gets to keep that fastest lap. I mean, $10 has it, so he's got to keep 10th. But Night Shrimp doesn't want him to have it after getting it taken away from him. We'll now take it back up here to the battle between AC and Fontes. AC's gotten it back here from Fontes. Maybe Fontes trying to work a little bit of magic, knowing that he's going to have DRS here. See if he can get an overtake at the hairpin. Oh, but it looks like Fontes is just starting to struggle just a little bit there. Hey, AC, though, is on the older tires, so didn't expect to see that from Fontes on just 6th lap. Oh, the hards. But he's really starting to break in on this gap. Doesn't look like he's going to have enough, though, to make a move on AC. Oh, but he's very close to gearbox. Oh, and Fontes loses just a little bit. Very nice save, but loses out on a potential to make a run up at turn number 1. These little mistakes are costing Fontes a podium at the moment. And it looks like the Shadow Wolf has finally come into the pits. As Fontes is working his way here, trying to work some magic. He wants that podium finish, but he's got to get around Hey AC once again to get it. You also have Perpetual Rain working on King Kirk here. He's been doing it for quite a few laps, and now he's going to go throw it down the inside of Kirk. Kirk's going to hold on the outside, but he's going to lose out now to the Haas man of Perpetual Rain. Has Perpetual finally done it? Oh, maybe not. There goes Kirk now down the inside. Oh, it's a battle side by side, and Kirk's going to lose out on this one as he has conceded to Perpetual Rain. Else he forced himself running very wide there at turn 9 and maybe off the circuit. Perpetual Rain doing a great job of taking 6th place. He's got the other mark of Indian Cyclone in front of him. See if he can get that place as well. But here comes Fontes now on Hey AC. About 6/10 back. He will have DRS, but doesn't look like it's be enough for him to take this position from him. As he approaches the hairpin, Fontes just takes a slight little look. They both lock up again. Oh, and Fontes got to be careful. It's got to be a warning there. Do that a few more times, and you will get a time penalty. As it looks like Perpetual Rain is lost out again here from Kirk. Oh, and they're making contact as well. Talk about a mega squeeze from Kirk. But Perpetual Reigns now going to get a run, and DRS as well. See if he's going to throw down the inside of turn one. Yes, he is. Things are spicing up here with just 6 laps remaining. There it goes. Perpetual Reign down the inside of King Kirk. King Kirk now around the outside. Oh, gives a little bit of a shove. No touch, though. He's going to get it through 3. Leaves enough room for Kirk. As they come out, and Kirk catches a little bit of oversteer. He's going to fall back behind the Haas of Perpetual Reign once again. These guys are not going away without a fight. This is very exciting at the final few laps of the race. Haven't had too much action until right now, and these guys are really going at it. Speaking of going at it, here comes 10 whole dollars now around Money Hustler. Gets in the gravel, so it doesn't look like he's going to get the move done at all. But on fresh softs, compared to Money Hustler's mediums, 10 whole dollars might be able to take the place away from him. At the moment, doesn't look like it. We'll now take another on board here with Hey AC as they come down the back straight again. The battle for third place is really heated up. And you got to wonder how that tire wear is coming into play now in these final few laps for Hey AC and the Williams. Will this cost him on a podium? Only time will tell. But at the moment, it still has a few more laps to capture that third place once again. And King Kirk as well on Perpetual Reign. But there it goes, 10 whole dollars. Still trying to work his magic now on Money Hustler for 8th. They come through the final turn here, approaching their turn to take lap 24. And there goes 10 whole dollars down the inside of Money Hustler. What is Money Hustler going to do? Oh, can't really do too much. That's 10 whole dollars up into 8th place. Alfa Romeo man doing a great job. But here comes Night Strip and Shadow Wolf as well, both on soft tires. Shadow Wolf on 1 lap. Old Soft is going to have a lot of pace. I wonder if he maybe left it out just a little bit too much. Going to have to wait and see here. Go back to Hey AC. And Fontes now locks up. AC as well. See if AC can make a run here on Fontes. Oh, and Fontes loses. And there goes Hey AC. AC now has taken 4th place. Oh, as unfortunately looks like our controller again. All right, there we go. Unfortunately, it looked like missed a little bit of the action. Fontes is still in 3rd place, followed by Hey AC there in 4th. Things are starting to get very heated between these two. But AC is starting to lose some time now. Got to be careful not to lose out on too much. Those tires just might be hurting him now. King Kirk still trying to get a place back here on Perpetual Reign. Reigns done a solid job there in 6th. And for AC, it looks like this might be it here. He had Fontes go wide there at 13, which gave him back the position. And right during the controller break malfunction that we just had here on stream, AC lost out again on Fontes. So, see if he has any more else to give. We're now 26 laps in. Boss Cookie still leads the race. 17.5 seconds ahead of Alpha Nesis there in second. So really nothing to worry about there for Boss Cookie unless he accumulates nearly a race ban, race qualification of penalties. He will be fine. Kirk, however, looking like he's starting to gain more traction here in Perpetual Rain as the race winds down, but he's catching a lot of oversteer at the wrong time. And he's losing out on time again here from Perpetual Rain. Take a look at the battle for 10th at the moment. The Shadow Wolf trying to get a move on here from Night Shrimp. He's got the fresher softs. He could be able to make something happen here. Doesn't really look like this could be anywhere from an overtake, though. He might just wait till the straight, which we now go back with AC. And AC again, nothing here for Fontes. Fontes has too much of a gap for that DRS really to come into play. King Kirk as well. Nothing on Perpetual Rain just yet. But it looks like Shadow Wolf now has made his way around. Oh no, it's a puncture. Nitrop's gotten a puncture. And he's going to have to bring it back into the pits, and he's going to be out of the points. Oh, it's a heartbreak for the Ferrari team as Nitro was looking to come home with maybe a point or two. And that's going to be it for him. Here comes $10 whole now around the outside of Money Hustard. Hustard's holding very solid. $10 whole tries to go down the inside. No room for him at all. Money Hustard keeping 8th place. Very nicely done there from the Banana Boat Boy himself. And the unlucky number 13 Renault maintains 8th position here with 2 laps remaining. His teammate, though, of Boss Cookie is making his way around for the final lap of the race. He's led every lap but 2 tonight. And he's looking to lead the very last one as well. As Alpha Nesis is very far off in the distance. Mad Marlin going to steal the fast lap of the race, which won't matter because he's in 14th place, but a little bit of pride there on the line for him. Nicely done from Marlin. But the battle for third is going to remain for one more lap. Does Hey AC have anything left in those tires? Can Fontes hold him off? That is the question here for the final podium spot. AC getting a great run here on Fontes as they come around turn number 1. And it looks like King Kirk has got a better run of Perpetual Rain. Oh, but Kirk can't get the move done. Boss Cookie's picked up at 3 seconds time. Really won't matter at all for him. But Kirk here on Rain. Oh, Kirk again catching a snap there of oversteer. That's what's caught him out every single time. He's gotten right within striking distance of Perpetual Rain. Just hasn't been able to keep it together. And we now take it back to Hey AC. Can he keep it together? He's now 8 tenths back from Fontes. He's got to break at least a good 3 tenths here before that straight. I hope that Fontes makes another mistake. But here we go with the man of the race, the driver of the day, most certainly Boss Cookie, across the line for the race win. And it's all coming down to Hey AC and Fontes for the final podium spot. And it doesn't look like AC's going to have enough here. He's going to concede is what it looks like here down the straight. Got to be careful not to crash. But there it goes. Alpha Nesis for second place. And across the line, here comes Perpetual Rain as well. Hey AC shortly off in the distance. Fontes taking third, AC in fourth. And there goes Indian Cyclone, who will take 5th place. Perpetual Rain now in the Haas in 5th. Unfortunately, nothing Kirk could do against him. And the second Renault to cross the line now will be Money Hustard in 8th place. followed up by Shadow Wolf there in ninth, and $10 looks like with a puncture as well on the softs is going to bring it home across the line, Lewis and Hamilton style in 10th. Brackets, unfortunately, outside of the points, and Tazonic as well. But that is all when it comes to racing. We will get a little bit of a chat with our drivers here in Xbox Division 2. But what a race! And driver of the day, as Cody's tells it, is going to be Professional Rain, as he did have quite a great race, but you got to give the Boss Cookie for an outstanding and dominant performance, as that was all he could have hoped for. As we will look once again at the final standings one more time after we get a nice little celebration here from our drivers. And there you have it. Boss Cookie in first, Alphanesis in second, and Fontes in third, rounding out our top three this evening. Hopefully we can get him in for a nice little interview. Followed up was Hey AC, Indian Cyclone, Perpetual Rain, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Followed by King Kirk, Money Hustard, and the Shadow Wolf in ninth, and $10 rounding out the top 10. But that was a great race to watch. Very excited to have all of you here. We'll see if we get maybe the thoughts of some of our drivers. But as we wait for them, don't forget that we have Xbox Division 1 coming up very shortly. Those guys will go live at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And looking to have another great race for them. But meanwhile, we'll see if any of our drivers want to join in the voice chat. If not, looks like that will be all for us. Guess they don't want to have a nice little talk about the race. Ooh, and look, we are actually joined now by the one and only. Oh, uh, hmm. And unfortunately, looks like. And, huh. Unfortunately, it looks like our voice chat has just shot itself in the foot. Let's see if we can join back here. See if we have our voice now. And unfortunately, we do not. So very sad there for our podium drivers. Looks like no interviews tonight. For some reason, our voice chat through Discord is messing up on my end. So very sad for them, but congratulations to Boss Cookie for the win, Alphanesis for second, and Fontes there for third. That is going to be all here for us at PPR Esports. Thank you for watching so much. Hope to catch you at the D1 stream very shortly. And that is all for us tonight. Thank you again for liking the video if you did. Subscribe if you want. And that's it. I'm PPR Nick signing out. Peace.